Newsmax host Greg Kelly this week managed to twist himself into knots trying to defend the release of the infamous Bedminster Trump tape, where he's heard on tape flapping around the classified document, showing it to somebody, saying, look at this is it. By the way, don't tell anybody, it's still classified, and I didn't declassify it. But Greg Kelly thought that he came up with a stellar defense for Donald Trump. So I'm going to let Greg Kelly tell you in his own words why this tape proves somehow that Donald Trump didn't do what he says he's doing on the tape. Take a listen.
I think he's asking there, I think we can probably let these people know this information if they want to write about it. Remember, what did the New York Times say about this kind of stuff? The leaking of secrets has long been a favored tool of policy debate, political combat, and diplomatic one-upsmanship. Finally, he asked for some refreshments.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so, look, here and I have, and you probably almost didn't believe me, but now you believe me.
No, I believe you.
It's incredible, right?
No,
hey, bring some Cokes in, please.
Yeah, when you're talking about, let's have a few Diet Cokes, you don't think you're in the middle of a crime, and he was not in the middle of a crime. And the political combat, yeah, I mean, the entire swamp was coming at him after his presidency. Remember the furor about he wanted to invade Iran, just like he said.
Well, there you have it, folks. If you ask for a soda after committing a crime, then apparently no crime was committed. So I guess that means under Greg Kelly's logic, like you can walk in and rob a bank, and after they give you all the money, say, oh, and by the way, before I go, you have a Coke back there I could have? I'm a little thirsty. And then the bank's going to be like, oh no, he used the soda defense. We cannot prosecute him, you bastard. What the hell? Like, is that really the best you've got? Like, we are now at the point where we have these idiot conservatives that are like, well, it can't be a crime if he had a soda after. That's like saying you can't say Jeffrey Dahmer was a cannibal because he went out for burgers later that evening. It doesn't matter what you're eating or drinking after the crime is committed. That has no bearing on the commission of a crime. But I will say, I do think there is a reason that Greg Kelly went down this very idiotic path, trying to defend the indefensible, basically. Because he's trying to say there was no intent. He just wasn't smart enough to come up with that, phrasing. He's trying to say that, of course, because he had a soda, he was very calm. That shows he wasn't intending to break the law. And if there's no intent, there's no crime. Which in many instances that is the case, but not every instance. And by the way, ignorance of the law is no defense either. In this particular instance, the intent is not the intent to break the law. The intent was to intentionally show someone something that they didn't have the clearance to see. So that's the intent. It doesn't have to be that Trump went in there knowing he was going to break the law. Okay, that's not how intent works. Intent means, did you knowingly show the person this document? Yes, you did. Okay, that is the intent. So just because he didn't know he was breaking the law doesn't mean that intent in the legal sense doesn't exist. Now, I wouldn't expect Greg Kelly to know that. He's just a Newsmax host, right? But that's the way it works. So whatever idiotic, weird defense Greg Kelly was trying to mount for Donald Trump, it didn't work. And in the process, not only did he make Trump look more guilty, but he made himself look like an idiot in the process. Thanks for watching, everyone, and well, here comes the awkward part at the end of the video where I ask you to like, comment, and share, and subscribe for more content from Ring of Fire. Also, you should consider becoming a member for some exclusive content and perks, including early access videos and exclusive videos. Check out the link in the description.